Morning. Good morning. Good bloody morning. Welcome. I'm Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this show is called
Sunday Chat.
Yes, it is. The original Sunday Chat. There are imitators, but none live up to the original Sunday Chat. Thank you for watching and tuning in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome and bienvenue, blah, blah, blah.
You're going to go through all of cabaret now? No.
Well, I might do.
I do love
but I'm
cabaret.
not going to. Anyway, this is take 2 this morning because the camera decided to stop recording and we didn't know. And we did 15 minutes of what was an astoundingly good show. So we're trying to recreate that now for you again.
Oh.
I just can't remember what I was talking about the first time round. But anyway, we'll try and do it again. For us, when that happens, it's rather tedious.
Yes, it is.
Believe you me. But I think the camera sort of decided to reset itself. And it's a fresh battery too.
Oh, well, it shouldn't have done.
Shouldn't have done, but it did. Hey,
See, we don't rehearse anything.
No, we don't.
We write down a few notes.
Notes.
And then it just sort of flows, as is mostly obvious.
It's not scripted. We don't do scripts.
A few people do.
Some people we've heard do scripts.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We like to speak from the heart. The heart.
It's in the middle, really, isn't it?
The heart.
Yeah.
So, today is May and gay.
And grey.
And grey.
Very grey.
But the trees are green.
Trees are always green.
They're not.
No, they're not in winter. I accept that. They're not in winter.
Honestly, really? The trees are green and the sky is overcast as though a storm may be on the way.
No. We're going to get some rain. But I don't think we'll get a storm.
A rainstorm?
No, it's just light showers or something.
Oh, the wind is coming.
The wind is whistling through the trees. Another Kate Bush bit there.
No, it's not whistling through the trees, is it, Paul? No. Don't think so. The wind is whistling through the house.
I know, but I'm saying the trees. Because we were
But that
looking
wouldn't
at
be
the
Kate
trees.
Bush, would it?
Well,
because that would be a
the
misquote.
wind is whistling. The wind is whistling.
Oh!
Can you hear that?
A plane. There are planes in the sky again now. It's a shame.
It's
a shame. I've loved lockdown and loving it still. But it was a bit peoply yesterday.
It's getting very, very peoply. I'm noticing that.
Stupid peoply.
When I used to walk to the allotment, I would pass maybe a couple of sort of families or a person. Now, you literally need to decide, okay, am I walking on the pavement? Am I walking on that pavement over there?
Yeah.
Am I
Do I go
walking in the middle of the road? Because you're trying to keep your 2 metre distance from other people.
And some people don't seem to care.
Absolutely not.
I mean, they're really, risking it. Risking it for a biscuit.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Welcome to May, month of rituals, month of fertility, month of strange English customs.
Mayhem.
Mayhem, is that where it comes from?
Mayhem, yeah.
Does it?
I'm sure it does.
Are you sure?
Or it comes from doing lots of sewing in May, but we'll come on to that later.
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
What is the origin of the word mayhem?
I don't know.
Is it May? I don't know whether it is. Maybe it is. Who knows? Tell us. Answers on a postcard.
Well, of course, don't cast a clout till May is out.
Doesn't refer to the month of May.
No.
It refers to May blossom.
Yes.
That's right. But we've said that before in videos.
Yeah,
Let's not
I
go
know.
over old ground.
But I was thinking, you just said English then.
Well,
What
English.
about Scottish, Irish and Welsh?
What about them? We live in England. I'm talking about the English customs.
I know, but they must have their own.
Maypole, Morris dancing.
I used to love
Men
maypole.
wearing bells and clanking each other with sticks and poles. It's all fertility, isn't it?
Beltane.
Beltane. It's all fertility. Phallic fertility symbols.
It's rejuvenation and new life, isn't it? That's what it is. It's that
Yeah.
bursting forth of growth and glory and excitement. Yeah, it's
It is.
great.
Well, it is, but I'm quite sure in some areas of England, in the deepest, darkest corners of those English villages, I'm sure they've got some weird goings on down there. No, they've probably got things like, a wicker man, and they probably
I don't think so.
they probably put all the criminals in there once a year and burn them to death.
What, the criminals in a small village?
Yes,
Like
like Midsummer Murders.
Well, actually, that did happen in an episode of Midsummer Murders.
Well, I think it should. I think it's a good idea. Keep the prisons empty.
It did. They did do a sort of Wicker episode. That was a bit scary, that episode. But yeah, I love May, and we have a local tradition here in the parish where we live, which is called beating of the bounds.
That's disgusting. What is that? Where people beat each other's naked bodies over the countryside?
No, it's not.
Tell us, Paul. What does it mean?
The parish obviously has a boundary, and there are various boundary stones, old boundary stones around the boundary of our parish, and it was tradition to go and beat those stones, those boundary stones, with willow.
A big phallic symbol.
With pieces of willow. And it happens generally on May bank holiday, though it's not obviously happening this year. And there's about 80 to 100 people that do it each year, and it's really great. You haven't done it.
I'm not going to be doing that. I don't think you'll find, Paul. I've got better things to do, like sewing with my new Janome sewing machine.
Genome.
Janome. Yes, I'm loving it.
You are loving it.
I'm loving it. I'm bloody loving it. I've got something in my eye. It's an eyelash. Oh, it just won't come out.
You had one earlier as
It's
well.
the same one. I couldn't get it
right.
out.
Oh dear.
It's really annoying me.
But you're doing really well at all that sewing.
Hold on.
It's funny. I'm in this room and I hear this sort of going on in the other room. It's quite nice, that noise.
Well, it's not too noisy as well. It's quite a quiet machine as far as I can remember machine noise from when I did needlework at school. Because I have used a sewing machine when I was a child.
Oh, did you? You had sewing machines at school?
Yeah, of course. We had a needlework room.
Oh, I didn't really. I
Just
thought
like we had-
you meant just...
No, we had sewing machines, just like the cookery place had ovens and cookers, Paul.
We didn't have any of that at my school.
So we did learn how to thread machines, we did learn how to use a machine, blah, blah, blah. But I was always told I was too heavy-footed.
Right, what, to use the foot pedal thing?
Well, I kind of thought you had to go like the clappers all the time.
Oh, that
I
was
did.
most probably why.
And I think also in my brain, I equated, for some unknown reason, I equated the depth of the needle going down with the rate of pressure.
What, so when you saw the needle going down, you...
I thought
Do more.
I thought you had to really press to make the needle go right in.
Oh, to force it
Yes.
through the fabric.
Yeah. Kind of in my brain,
I
rather
don't-
than the fact that you can just touch it and it does a, little bit of movement.
Yeah.
So I've learned to go slowly when need be.
It's sort of, it's a sewing machine, because I in my head, it was always, how does the needle go in and take the thread under and then pull the thread up and then go back in and up and in. So I was imagining it was like hand sewing. How do you do that? But it was only when we were talking about it yesterday that it clicked that there's two sets of thread and the needle sort of goes, it's sort of like knitting, isn't it? It's sewing, but the knitting, it's like knitting.
I'm sure people can go online and look at videos on how sewing machines work, Paul. You don't need to explain it to them.
And there's lots of different feet.
But anyway, back to May.
Oh.
Back to May. We were talking about May and all the things. The one thing that really annoys me, the new tradition that has appeared recently, is Naked Gardening Day. Now, I apologise in advance to anybody who is watching, who takes part and shares their wares all over the interweb. I apologise, but this is my own personal point of view. I'm not attacking you personally. I might be, but I'm not. I can't bear it. I looked on Instagram and there's literally one after another of naked girls covered in leaves and things.
What, standing behind a bush?
I mean, it's like calendar girls.
Yeah.
With
the cakes.
I just don't like it. I don't think it's attractive. I don't think it's funny. I don't want to see naked people.
You don't want to see me naked, do you?
At the end of the day, nakedness, there's nothing unsexier than nakedness. Really. A little bit of cleavage, not yours, Paul. Or a little bit of pectoral muscle, not yours, Paul. Attractive, maybe a flash of an ankle, not yours, definitely not yours, Paul. Is attractive and sexy. It's promise of more to come. Look at Gypsy Rose Lee.
Yeah,
she never took all her clothes off.
No, she didn't.
No, she was suggestive. I find all this flesh on show really distasteful. No, I do. And plus, I'm sorry if this is a bit near to the bone, but some of those girls could do with a good meal.
Don't they grow their own?
Well, if they do, they don't eat their own. Really. These
Maybe it's just celery.
Emaciated stick insects, throwing themselves behind a petal of a flower. I mean, it would take a full garden to cover us up.
I was going to say, I think if I was doing Naked Gardening Day photo, I need to be behind a wheelbarrow.
And I think they should restrict it to Naked Gardening Day only, not for the following week.
Well,
really.
That's it. I mean, when something's posted, it's posted, isn't it?
And
so
people using Naked Gardening Day as an excuse to just get naked anyway on a video. I've seen a couple of those.
I think you're being a little unfair.
Oh, there was somebody. Oh, and they were. They just. Oh no, they got naked. This person got naked on a video.
I thought you were doing all sewing yesterday. I didn't see any of this.
Oh, and I do feel faint now.
Not surprised. I didn't really see it. I saw on UK Gay Gardeners. I saw a guy with
I
a
didn't watch
spade.
anything gay. God.
But
I mean, I expect that.
That was it. I didn't really see anything.
Oh no, I've come over all queer now.
Clarice uploaded.
Well, Clarice is always chitting her tatties on. Clarice can get away with it because she doesn't show anything really.
And Clarice has done it before and done it really well before.
But some people are just showing too much. And male nipples.
God, stop that.
Oh, especially when don't do it. Oh, God.
That's the second week running we've talked about male nipples.
Oh.
How bizarre.
Oh, no. Where are my smelling salts?
You don't talk about male nipples for ages and then suddenly
20
Twice
come
in a
along.
week.
It's like London buses. Anyway,
Oh, dear.
let's get back onto the sewing bee. We're watching the sewing bee.
We are.
And let's just make it very, very clear that I've not been inspired by the sewing bee to buy a je nomme. I was inspired by Vivi
Oh, yeah.
to buy the je nomme because she's got one and it's been really reliable for her. I've read lots of reviews and really reliable machine, easy to use, easy to thread, just great. I'm going to do a separate thread.
Clever.
Is that somebody pipping a horn?
It is something going.
Just stop.
There was also a
We're
scribble
filming.
going along the telegraph wire or telephone wire a minute ago. Genome.
And I was inspired by Vivi and reviews, and I'm going to do a separate thread all about my sewing journey.
The ins and outs, the up and unders. Can't think of any others.
And I'm going to do some real nice clickbait titles for it as well.
What, like, I can't go on?
Can't go on. My sewing machine doesn't like me anymore. I had an affair with my sewing machine. I had a straight affair with Genome, my sewing machine. It's a bit like Salome, isn't it?
I did notice you were fiddling with the knobs yesterday. You were enjoying that, weren't you? You were doing everything really slowly.
You know, there is actually a condition that some people have, Paul.
Is there?
Yeah, where they fall in love with inanimate objects.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
I haven't got that condition.
Well,
But I don't think you should make fun of people that have, Paul.
If I find that Genome on my side of the bed, I'll know that it's all over between us.
Yes, that's a good clickbait. Oh, we could do that. That would be fun. Fun.
Oh dear.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Are you having a hot flush?
I think so. It's my hormones. I'm going through the menopause.
Menopause.
The manopause.
Menopause.
Yeah, maybe we should just take Sunday chat away. I'm going through the menopause.
You're sewing. I'm just amazed at how well he's doing. I
Anyway.
really am. Because you were doing all that thing with
I was doing
overlocking,
some samplers.
overcutting,
Overcasting around the
overcasting
edges.
around the edges. So he
Yeah.
made these sort of little
Squares.
squares with thingy at the edges, stitching at the edges. And
I
that
did
was all
overcasting, applique, smocking.
good. Smocking.
I
He
did
did
some
smocking.
smocking.
And he came in and showed me endlessly about how if you pull that it does
The
the
gathering.
concertina thing, and if you take it out, it sort of stops it doing the concertina thing. And then the buttonholes. I was
Lovely.
impressed by the buttonholes because you've done a bit of denim, haven't you?
Yes, it was just a little sample.
And it was all sort of hemmed, and then you use the buttonholer to put a buttonhole, and then there's a
did.
really sharp knifey thing,
Yes.
and you slit through the middle of that, and then that's what you were doing. It was the
Yeah.
button.
Yeah, I was doing button. I was doing it with the... Yeah. Anyway, that will be a different thread all about sewing and my journey. But several of you have said to me, oh, why don't you do, this? Why don't you do a peg bag? Why don't you do aprons?
We don't use
We haven't got any pegs. We've got aprons already,
which we don't use.
which we don't really use. And what was the other suggestion that somebody made? Tote bags. Got loads of tote bags.
What's a
Don't-
tote bag?
You know, one of those bags, shopping bag with a loop handle.
Oh, like yeah.
The Guardian one,
Guardian,
Tintin,
yeah.
Tintin.
Tantan.
So we've got loads of those, we don't need those. I'm not going to be doing things that we don't need.
I would like one of those blue smock coat things like Monty Don wears.
There are two words I'm going to say to you, Paul. One begins with F and the other begins with O. I was going to say zero. Zero's not a letter though, is it? It's a number. Yeah,
I think that
F-O.
would be lovely.
No. Plan is, we've got an old IKEA duvet cover.
Well, we've got several.
But I've got an old one, which is made of a lovely sort of soft, silky material. May not be the easiest material to work with, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. It's too big for the duvet, so it kind of has little edgy bits, and I don't like that. I like things to fit.
I haven't even noticed.
No, it's too big. It's a super king size, so there's plenty of material. What I'm thinking of doing is basically drawing around these pants, which are nice, loose, leisure pants, and drawing around them and making my own pattern and cutting them out. The thing I will find difficult, cutting things. I'm not very good at cutting things in a straight line.
I can do that.
I'm not very precise, so I've got to learn to be more precise. The scissors I've got are really sharp, those good scissors.
They're very good scissors, those. I
They
think I
are.
should take them down to the plot because they'd be very useful down there. Definitely.
I wouldn't if I were you.
But aren't these stretchy?
They are, but they could be used as a rough pattern. And I've looked online, I've seen how you can do it. how
Can't you just
need
get
to...
a pattern online?
Yeah.
Oh no, because these fit you, so
Yeah, these
they're what
fit.
you want.
And you make the length as long as you want. I think I can do it.
What about the...
I really do.
What, do you use a button?
You can do elastic and a drawstring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
I think I can do it.
All of
I'm gonna do
Dad's
it. Just
pyjamas
gonna do it.
used to have drawstrings.
Just gonna... Well, these have got a drawstring.
Have they?
And elastic.
Yeah, they've got,
got
both.
both.
Yeah. But how do you do that? You have to do
A hem.
a
little
loopy
hem.
thing.
Yeah, and you feed it through.
How do you feed that through?
You feed it through using
A knitting needle.
A knitting needle.
A knitting needle. I'm sure.
No, you can use a knitting needle, or you can use a doodah. You know,
A ding dong.
one of those doodah things.
A boo boo.
A boo boo la la.
A bamboo.
No.
A bamboo.
Oh, what's it called?
Skewer.
A pin. A safety pin. A safety pin.
A safety.
You
Oh,
put it on
because
the
it
end and
attaches.
push it through.
Oh, that's quite a good idea.
That's right. Anyway, so that's all lovely. My
Will you have
journey
any-
with Genome.
Will you have any material to make me some as well?
No. I'm not making you anything. You can bloody well wait until I've made my things first.
The thing is, those Monty Don things have really nice pockets.
Good. Let's move on now. So, we want to say in advance a happy birthday for Wednesday to Izzy.
Happy birthday, Izzy,
For
Wednesday. Because you say it's bad luck to
You
say
shouldn't
that.
wish people a happy birthday before it's their birthday.
Well, we could wish her a happy birthday next week for last Wednesday
Or
as
you
well.
could just pause now, rewind, and wait until Wednesday
Yeah,
and watch
and,
again.
and pause it and then let Izzy watch this bit on
Lovely.
Wednesday.
So, Paul, you want to talk about painting the shed.
Yes, I'm getting to that thing now where I'm not liking
The
no
inside.
yeah I want it to be a bit brighter because it's a
Dark.
bit dark at the moment, even though it's got the doodah thingy corrugated clear roof
Which probably
thing,
needs cleaning.
which Richard needs to clean. I'm thinking about splashing some paint literally on the inside.
What do you mean, literally?
Well, you know,
You
'cause
need to do it carefully, Paul.
it sloshes.
No, you need to do it carefully. You need to do a thin coat to seal it in first.
Of what?
Watered down paint, emulsion. So if you water it down a little bit first, do a thin coat, let that dry, and that will help to seal it in.
Won't that be more sploshy?
Well, it'll be easy to apply,
Right.
but then you need to apply 2 good coats on top of that to get a nice, even...
Does it matter what colour that one is? That under...
Well,
Coat
we're going to
thing.
use whatever paint we've got, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to go under the cupboard and have a look.
Under the cupboard. Under the stairs.
Under the stair cupboard.
Under the stairs.
In opening
Where the
up.
people live.
Where the paint tins live.
Yes.
What paint is in there?
I don't know. That's why we've got to go and have a look at some point, Paul, but not today. Not today. Today is going to be other things today.
Let's get the
move on.
electricity and gas meter readings as well, so we can do that all at the same time.
Oh, I've got a runny nose. Lucky we've got these. Look, bamboo tissues.
Bamboo tissues. Choose from natural bamboo pulp. These just arrived. Don't know who from.
We're not sure who sent them, but
Look
thank
at that
you.
little panda in there.
Thank you. I don't like pandas.
No, you don't like
No,
pandas.
I think they're the
do
most
like pandas.
useless creatures on the planet.
I think they're so cute, especially when they fall
But that's
over.
all they are.
Yeah, but that's
Cute.
enough, isn't it?
No, it's not.
That's
They've
enough.
got to have some kind of bloody use.
But we have no idea who these came from. And they're 16. They're like little rolls in there. And they're 16. So I think I can take those to the shed for when I need them.
I don't think you are.
Why not?
I don't think so. My nose needs one now.
I'm not going to open the packet.
Well,
You
just
blow
use your shirt.
nose.
So, thank you, bloody thank you for that.
I found it quite random.
Paul, you wanted also to talk about bees.
Oh, yes.
Bees. You're reading a book on bees.
Get started in beekeeping.
Beekeeping.
There's my marker there. I want to know more about keeping bees. Now, I don't want to keep bees. I'm not looking at keeping bees on the plot, or we have beekeepers, so I may sort of learn and help them on a few things. But I have had this on the shelf. I've wanted to learn and have an understanding, have an understanding of beekeeping. So I got it off the shelf the other day, and I'm fascinated by bees. There are things I did know, of course, but there are things I didn't know. Like the fact that all of the males, all of the drones, they leave the hive and they go and congregate in an area, and then the queen or a queen from a hive will sort of sniff them out and go to them, and then she'll shag 10 or 20 of them all in one go while flying. And then all of those drones that have mated die, and she goes away with all of their sperm in her pockets. And I find that amazing. I find that absolutely amazing. And then when she lays the egg, she pops a little bit of...
Oh, don't. You
into
really
the-
have to.
And it creates... And if she doesn't fertilise it, it becomes a worker, a female worker. No, if she does fertilise it, it becomes a female worker. And if she doesn't fertilise it, it becomes a drone.
Oh,
I find that all fascinating.
oh, it's horrible.
And also they poo in flight as well.
You mean I could be walking along and get covered in a bee?
Often, you see, in the spring when it warms up, a lot of the bees, or all of the bees, are likely to have lots of poo in their abdomen because their abdomen makes way for poo. And then when they go on their first flight of the
But
spring...
it wouldn't be coming out their mouths, would it?
No, but when it goes on the first flight for spring, they do a big poo drop and they get rid of it all.
What's in the poo?
Well, it's all the things that they've eaten. It's mainly sort of like, they've had honey, obviously.
Is it
or
good for the skin?
It's that little yellow thing that you see on cars and things in the spring. That's what that is. That's bee poo.
Oh.
I think it's amazing, and that flight is called a cleansing flight. That's nice, isn't it?
Absolutely fascinating.
The cleansing flight.
It's fascinating. Let's
It is
move on
fascinating.
now, Paul,
I
because it's
love
making
it.
me feel vaguely ill.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that book. I'm only about a quarter of the way through it, but yeah, I didn't think I'd be quite so fascinated by
Good.
bees, but I am.
Lovely. You've also been doing some mini vlogs.
Oh yes, yes. Because there were various people saying that daily vlogs is a complete waste of time, and because Richard's really enjoying doing yours,
You thought you'd do one as well.
I thought I'd do one as well.
I know, it's catching on.
And buck that trend.
I think it's becoming quite popular now.
I think it most probably
I
is.
think we're trendsetters now.
So
I think we started the whole thing off. Really.
I'm posting just
They'll all be doing it soon.
mini vlogs on Planet Vegetaria and our Facebook group as well.
That's Planet Vegetaria, Facebook group by Richard and Paul. That's Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual.
And then I'm doing what Richard has done. I'm going to string them all
Copy.
together and put them out on YouTube. So it's a week on the plot. That's what it's going to be.
Oh.
I'm not saying there's going to be a video every single day.
So it's not
But if
daily.
there is something to say, then I will say it. So at the moment, there's a lot going on, so it's daily. Yeah.
So it's just little snippets of gorgeousness to watch. Lovely.
Including weeding,
So,
sewing, not sewing. Oh no, that's like a needle as well, isn't it?
so, also,
So.
we've been having further computer issues. So, today is the day when we're going to hopefully order our new computer.
No, we're going to.
Yes, we're going to order our... We've decided which one we're going to get. We're not getting a laptop, we're getting a desktop, but we're getting one of the all-in-one types. And we've seen one from Dell. So we're going to look at that and order it.
Today.
Today, get it done, because we are not able to work as effectively as we were working because the computer keeps overheating now.
Yeah, suddenly.
The battery, it's telling me that there's a problem with the battery
Right, okay.
now. But considering that battery has lasted nearly 10 years,
Yeah, it's done
really well. So, you know, we've had a lot of use out of it. We will keep it as a backup
Yeah,
because it still works. But yeah, we will be ordering the new computer. So anybody who voluntarily, donated, that's it, to our fund
Thank you.
towards the computer, thank you, bloody thank you. You were very generous, it was very good of you. That money has been put to one side and is safely tucked away, ready for this day.
And then it's going to be opened and spent on that computer.
Yes, so that's fantastic.
But I do like
Thank
your
you.
computer. But you were doing your videos yesterday, putting the mini vlogs together, and it kept
It's driving me insane. It was driving me insane. And it, you know, we do have other ways of doing things. We do have Kindle, we do have tablets, but the quality is not as good. And we want to try and keep the quality as high as possible. Although we have switched to a lower quality on this camera for upload speed, because at the moment the internet is being used a lot more heavily by people.
Yeah.
Therefore speeds are a lot slower. But yes, anyway, there we go. Thank you, bloody thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're also being restricted in broadband, how much you can use at the moment.
Really?
So, yeah. So we've been restricted where we are. So I had a word with our broadband provider this week, and they put us back to what we're paying for, because we pay for quite a high level, mainly because for my work we deliver big files. So yeah. So hopefully we'll see an improvement.
Good. So I think that's about it, isn't it? Didn't you want to mention Mum?
Yes, Mum this week has got some of her care back. So restrictions in Guernsey are being lifted. As we've said before, it's a different territory to the UK. And they have dealt with the coronavirus in Guernsey a bit more strictly than in the UK. And now Mum has got some care back, which is really good, some personal care. So is really enjoying her showers again, and is really pleased about that. So that's good, that's really good news. And it's good news to know that Guernsey is sort of, fingers crossed, getting over the worst of it. Fingers crossed.
Oh, pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think I was that boring.
Well, think again. So, yeah, that's it really, isn't it, for today? We're not going to do a massively long one today because, like we say, computer issues, this has still got to be uploaded and dealt with, and the longer the file, the larger the file, the longer it takes to render and put together.
Yeah.
So,
And it also goes in chunks, doesn't it? Because the camera sometimes locks out after about 15 minutes, so we do it in chunks.
We have to film in 15-minute segments because the camera sensors get warm, and most older cameras like this one have a sensor shut off point.
Oh right, that's what it is.
To stop the sensor from getting overheated. Yeah, there you go. I do know things,
You
Paul.
do know things. You're very clever.
Oh,
You're very
you'll
clever.
find. Anyway, we're going now.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Take care. And we'll see you during the week for our mini vlogs on Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. That's Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
My shoulder cracked then.
It did crack.
It did.
Why was that?
Oh, I'm just falling apart.
I think you need some olive oil in your armpit.